Bilbo is a kind of reluctant adventurer, I suppose. We join him at the start of the film. He's a person who knows exactly where his life is headed, and he's very happy with it. And he has this intercession of the dwarves and Gandalf, who say, "Come on this adventure," which he's very reticent about. But that eventually he does go on and learns everything that he could possibly learn and more, and have more danger. As a man, he would never have had a fight with anyone in his life, and there he is. He's having to kill and avoid being killed, and it's a really it's the biggest possible journey for him to go on.
So this is your purpose, to enter the mountain?
What of it?
There are some who would not deem it wise.
A dark power has found a way back into the world.
My name is Bilbo Baggins.
Bagginses. What is Baggins's precious?
Well, Gollum is very conflicted. He's become totally possessed and racked by the power of this ring, and he has a weak personality, but he's not necessarily an evil person. And he was a hobbit. He's an ex-hobbit. He spent 540 years being completely madly kind of obsessed by this, addicted to this ring and its power and love, and it's the only thing he ever cares about. And I had to kind of forget everything that happens ahead of him in Lord of the Rings. So, but he has a schizophrenic personality, and there's a very dominant side, a very visceral dominant side, and a slightly naive, innocent side. But that's very kind of fluid and changes. And we actually get to see in this film, you get to see probably the most significant thing that ever happens to him, which is the loss of the thing that he loves the most.
Far to the east, over ranges and rivers, lies a single solitary peak. The dwarves are determined to reclaim their homeland.
It was important for us that we literally took each of the dwarf characters, we studied the book, and we started to design their characters based on what Tolkien, how he described them. But there was a lot of gaps that Tolkien left. There was a lot of the characters that really were not that well defined, and we wanted every dwarf to be different, every dwarf to have a singular personality. And so we literally, we created a dwarf biography for each of the characters. Of who they were and their relationships with each other and their personalities, and that was one of the very first things we had to do that before we could even begin to write the film.
Well, that could have been worse.
Got to be joking!